A Vincennes police officer is taking part in a statewide ride honoring Indiana law enforcement officers who died in the line of duty. I'm Dave Foster for First City News. Officer Evan McGuire began the 25th annual Cops Cycling for Survivors ride Monday in Indianapolis. Tuesday marked day 2 of the 13-day ride, with cyclists traveling from Richmond to Bluffton. The nearly 1,000-mile route takes officers to communities across Indiana where they honor fallen law enforcement officers and support the families they left behind. A support vehicle traveling with the riders displays the names, faces, and stories of more than 500 Indiana officers who have died in the line of duty. This year's ride also honors Reserve Deputy Sheriff John Stahl of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office and Corporal Blake Reynolds of the Delaware County Sheriff's Office. The riders are scheduled to reach Southwest Indiana next week. On Monday, July 13th, they'll be traveling from Terre Haute to Vincennes and then stopping in Princeton for the night. You may remember last year they spent the night at VU. On Tuesday, the 14th, they will go from Princeton to Jasper. A Monroe City man is being remembered for decades of community service. Jerry Coonrod died July 4th at the age of 87. The Blue Jeans Community Center in Monroe City says Coonrod was one of the driving forces behind the creation and growth of the center. Officials say that during some of its most challenging years, he served as a leading advocate, helping build community partnerships and supporting the center's work. Coonrod also credited with helping establish the Monroe City Fall Festival, which has become one of the community's signature annual events. A graduate of Monroe City High School, Coonrod spent years working to preserve and improve the former school building that is now home to the Blue Jeans Community Center. In other service to the area, Coonrod was a co-founder and current president of KCARC. Indiana Governor Mike Braun has announced the completion of the hub and spoke training sites. The initiative began in 2023 when the Indiana General Assembly approved $17.7 million for firefighter training and equipment. State officials said that the funding was intended to address training challenges faced by many rural departments where volunteers often have to travel long distances for certification and skills training. The goal is to allow firefighters to receive training closer to home, reducing travel, time, and wear on emergency vehicles, while improving access for rural departments. Of that funding, $7.7 million was used to create new training facilities across Indiana. As a result, volunteer firefighters can now access training within about 30 miles or 45 minutes of their home departments. Training sites were added in several areas of southwest Indiana, including Knox, Davies, and Greene counties. The center in Vincennes opened in December of last year. It's utilized by firefighters and fire students in Knox and surrounding counties. The sites are locally owned and maintained. And in announcing the end of the project, Braun called it a great accomplishment for Indiana, giving firefighters greater access to ensure rural communities have what they need to serve Hoosiers. For First City News, I'm Dave Foster. There is more news online at WVUT.org, and be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel.